let's talk about this company's press release. So I told you about what Starbucks did in the 90s and how they had a Starbucks on every corner and how they expanded so fast that they started killing their own business because this store was making so much money. This store was making so much money. They opened up a third store, and all three of them stores were taking mom and pop coffee shops' money. Starbucks in 2008, in the middle of the global financial crisis, when everybody else was worrying about stock crashes, when everybody else was worrying about the real estate bubble, Starbucks, they announced a plan to ramp up their growth. And it sounded crazy at the time, but Starbucks really did grow really, really fast and did some really, really huge expanding in the early 2000s. I'm going to run through that real quick. In 2008, Starbucks embarked on a business revival strategy and a tip to turn the company around from the days back when they weren't really expanding fast. And the company decided to do that in many ways, but they decided to expand their retail operations. They expanded internationally, and they also instituted a loyalty program. So we're going to talk about those three things. With this expansion and growth plan in 2008, the strategy was highly successful and was led the company to being named as the #1 world's most innovative food company by Fast Company in 2012. So they started in 2008. By 2012, they was already getting awards. They were already getting recognition. And that tells you how successful there was. By December of 2012, it was announced that the company would be embarking on another growth strategy, but we're going to hold off on that. But let's talk about, at the time of the new growth plan was announced, there were over 17,000 Starbucks stores in operation. They had 64 countries around the world. That's where they were located at. They accelerated the growth plan to aim to increase the number of retail stores to 20,000. So you go from 17,000 to 20,000 on 6 consecutive continents by 2014. That is ambitious. And let's get to this growth in consumer business. You remember when Starbucks used to just be a location where you go grab your coffee, right? Well, Starbucks did something really, really sneaky. They started their consumer package division, and they ramped it up very quickly because I can't even remember when it happened, but they have K-Cups, they have instant coffee packs, they have packaged coffees. Starbucks has fresh juice. Have you ever heard of Evolution Fresh? I haven't. But if you live in San Francisco, if you live in Seattle, you've probably been to one of their 3 stores. They may even have more now because my research, this is an old research report from back in about 2015, I believe. That's the latest number I've seen on this research. But they opened up this, they purchased and then opened up this location or this store format called Evolution Fresh. And their plan was to have juices available in over 5,000 US stores by the end of 2013. The company exceeded their goal, and they now have over 8,000 locations. So they exceeded their goal by at least 3,000. That is crazy. And Evolution Fresh, the first store was opened up in Washington in 2012. So now they got their own store, Evolution Fresh, this own juicery, I guess, juice bar. The company opened 3 more stores in Seattle and San Francisco. I think it's by 2013. I didn't copy that stat down, but this company is like, I didn't even know Starbucks was selling juice. They got a whole juice store format. That's crazy. They actually acquired a bakery brand in July 2012. This company is La Boulange. I don't speak French, so I probably butchered that too. And their target was to have these La Boulange products available in over 2,500 US stores by the end of 2013. And the crazy thing is that they ended up with over 3,500 U.S. company-owned operation stores. That product was in over 3,500 stores in the USA. So that's really, really crazy. Starbucks is a growth company. No matter what you say, they're not really in the coffee business. It seems like they're in the business of expanding. They have world domination on the mind, and I'm all for it because that means that I will always be able to get a latte. All right, so I mentioned the loyalty program, and this is something new to me. I don't know about the loyalty program, but it started out in 2001 as a gift card, and slowly the Starbucks gift card has transformed into a loyalty program. And this was by 2008. So in about 8 years, 7 and some change, the company converted it into the My Starbucks reward program. And I didn't know Starbucks had a reward program until I went on Instagram and seen this kid who had like $1,000 Starbucks balance on his card, and I'm like, hey, you dumb, why would you put that on a gift card? And a couple of people from the internet had to correct me and say, yeah, it's a rewards program, and you get rewards. But the way the program works is when you buy things, you get rewards, and based on the number of rewards points earned over a 12-month period, that determines what type of discount or what type of prize you get. And basically these are reloadable cards. You load the money onto the Starbucks card. I don't know if you can get it off of there, but you load the money onto your Starbucks card and it can be spent in Starbucks stores. Really simple. And there's Starbucks everywhere. So I wouldn't even mind putting my money on a Starbucks card because you can almost find a Starbucks in anywhere if you're in a major city. So it's not like you got $10 on mom and pop's coffee store and you're going to use it there. You could use it pretty much all around the world. They have locations in China, Vietnam, South Korea. So when you're on vacation, you could use your Starbucks reward. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. That's really, really crazy. In recent years, it has become an important source of revenue for the company. And like I said, people load these cards up crazily. Last but not least, on this accelerated growth plan, let's talk about their international expansion. I mentioned that they had stores in Vietnam. They have stores in China. So, they went from having ambitions of expanding international to actually being ahead of schedule with their openings of international stores. When Starbucks say they're going to do something, they really do it. Starbucks opened up its first location in Vietnam in 2013. They opened up a store in New Delhi, India, in March 2013. So January 2013, Vietnam, March 2013, India. And they actually were planning to open these stores just by the end of the year, but they actually got the ball rolling and then opened these stores 6 months later after they made the announcement. And now today, this company has more than those locations. I'm sorry, I missed my stat. All right, so Starbucks has 1,000 stores in China. They said they were going to expand, and now China is their largest market in terms of store numbers outside of the U.S. By They opened 1,000 stores in Japan, and then they increased that number to beyond the ratio of 1,019. They plan to open 500 stores in South Korea by 2013. They actually ended up opening 596. So they opened 96 more stores in South Korea. They opened 19 more stores than they expected to open in Japan. This company is just on a tear for its growth. And if you think it stops there, you are wrong. On June 15th, 2021, Starbucks decided that they were going to promote people from the inside of their company. And they really did a good job, in my opinion. This guy, John Culliver, he joined Starbucks back in 2002. So he's been with the company for some time now. And has been at the forefront of growth and expansion for the company across multiple geographies, cultures, leading Starbucks internationally for the last 15 years. So this guy, he started in 22 and now he is leading the international Starbucks, and he's been doing that for 15 years. That's crazy. Under his leadership, Starbucks international presence has grown to incorporate more than 15,000 retail stores and more than 800,000 points of presence throughout channels outside of their stores. That is crazy. And to top it all off, I got some good news. If you invest in Starbucks, they just 3-4 hours ago announced they were increasing their dividend. So that's breaking news. I don't have all the facts, but I did want you to know that you're getting a partial share, and you may be able to partake in that dividend increase, which everybody is going crazy over. Tomorrow, when the stock market open up, there is a big chance that the stock might be higher, just on the news that the company is expanding their dividends. Why? Because dividends generally mean that the company is doing well, and dividends actually comes from the company's net profit. So after the company pays off EBITDA, earnings before interest, earnings before interest, tax and amortization. Basically, that means that money go in your back pocket. They must be doing very well for them to be paying their owners more money, because as you know how a business works, if I own a business, I own 100% of the business after I pay my taxes, after I pay my workers, after I buy more inventory. All of that profit goes in my back pocket. I can choose to reinvest that money into the company, or I can choose to take the profit for myself. And when a company pays dividends, that means that they're a publicly listed company and they have millions or hundreds or thousands or hundreds of millions and thousands of share owners. When they go take that profit back, they can reinvest it in a company. That's why you have some companies that don't pay dividends. They take that dividend money, they have that extra profit, that net, and they reinvest it into the company. So when a company doesn't pay a dividend, they are choosing not to give that extra money to shareholders. And that's a good thing, because they are plowing that money back into the company. And as a shareholder, you more than likely know how they run their business, and you trust them to invest that money wisely and not just give their CEO a bonus, not just to give their board of directors a bonus. Now, when a company pays dividends, they take that net profit and they take a chunk of it and they save that to go back into the company. They don't pay out all the profits to shareholders, but they split that up between all the shareholders. And as a share owner, as a very, very small owner of the company, you're entitled to a part of their profits, and that's how you get your dividends. And they come directly to you. Some people call it mailbox money. I don't get mine in the mailbox anymore. I reinvest my dividends, but that's for another episode. But Starbucks obviously pays a dividend because they are going to increase how much they're paying out. So they're giving their share owners a bigger piece of that net profit pie.